Hey guys, it's Leanne here, back with another video for you today. So we're doing a kind of journaling chatty video, so if you prefer to not listen to me talk, go ahead and mute it and put on your favorite music or whatever and just watch. But I was inspired, if you see the cat there for a few minutes, she's just drinking out of a cup of water on my desk. For some reason, she doesn't like drinking out of her water bowl. She likes to drink out of cups on my desk, which was bad at first because she was drinking out of, like, my watercolor paint, and I was like, oh, no, we're not going to do that. No kitty does. But anyway, as I was saying, I got inspired to do this page by Pam over at the Magical Art? Little Magical Art, there we go. And she did a tip, I think she called it, where if you weren't sure what to journal about, but you wanted to still journal and get something out, she traced over her hand and did some journaling in that, which I thought was really, really interesting. And it kind of brings up the concept of going back to the basics if you don't know what to do. And I hadn't journaled in, art journaled, I should say, in probably about 2 weeks, maybe 3. So I was feeling kind of not so mojo-ish. So I was like, why don't we just take it back to some circles? And back to the basics with circles. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I originally drew some circles out, and I was going to just fill those circles with different images, and thought that would be really cool. But I ended up just kind of collaging over the whole page and drawing the circles after I found that worked a lot better. The letters on the page were just some rub-ons that I had. They really didn't work for me as letter rub-ons because they were getting all over everything. So I just kind of put them there as background. Sorry about the dog barking. I put them there as background to use on a later page, and that was today. So I'm just putting random collage elements on. As you saw me pull out that folder, I have a bunch of pages that I just stick random collage magazine sheets in to use in collages later. And some of them I had previously cut out like years and years and years ago, like the shoe that you see and the no sitting in the tree. And they had just been floating around from like my apartment to my house with the different places that I moved. So I was like, you know what, today is going to be the day that we use those. So I just chose those and some random circles, different circle things. I really like the black hole there. And then I'm using these eggs. I don't know why, but I love these eggs. I don't know if you've ever seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but there's a character on there and his name is Frank, and he's this little short midget guy with this crazy Einstein hair. And he's just too funny. And he has this thing about eggs. I don't know why he likes eggs so much, but in random episodes, you'll just see him in random places, like eating a hard-boiled egg, or he'll be like, I brought an egg with me. It's really funny. So that kind of reminded me of that while I was doing this collage. So yeah, I was trying to use this spray right here, and there must be too much air in it or something, and I just couldn't get it to work, so I just kind of took the straw and sprinkled some of it on and moved it around with my brush because I just didn't have the patience. And that is the dilution spray in pomegranate seed. And if you watched my previous video about my favorite journaling supplies or my acrylic paint episode, then you will have already known about that, but it's my favorite color. And so here's where I cut around a circle and I use it as like a template. So I put the circle over the places that I don't want paint on my collage. I really like how it came out in the end. I thought it was really cool. And of course I'm using the dilutions paint that I talked about. Like I said, if you've seen that video, you'll already know, but this is like the best paint ever. And I only needed one coat. So here I'm just going around the circles, and I could kind of remember where I put them before, but not really, and it didn't really matter obviously because I didn't follow their circles anyway when I put my collage down. So I'm just making some new ones. I believe that Diane from Delusions actually did a technique similar to this. I don't think she collaged, but she made like a whole page, and then she has certain stencils that have like the masking part of it, and she'll do things like this. So I do have to claim it's not really an original idea, but I thought that it was pretty cool at the time. So yeah, so here I'm just painting through the empty spaces. I don't know why I put that no sitting anytime collage element there. And in the end, it still looks a little funky just because it's got that weird thing at the top, but we make it work. I really love that black hole. I just think that's so cool. I love National Geographic magazines for little images and stuff. They always have really cool stuff in there. And that's where that black hole came from, I think, was the National Geographic magazine. So yeah, I highly recommend this technique if you need to get rid of some collage elements and you're not really sure what you want to do. You don't even have to use circles. You could use any shapes. I just think it's a really fun page, and the black really makes all of your collage elements stand out. Oh my goodness, sorry. It's a little late. Excuse my yawn. So this is another one of my favorite supplies. These are my Sharpie paint pens. And I'm just going to outline the stuff. I don't really worry about the lines being straight or anything because it's not really about perfection, it's about the process. And if I worried about them being straight, then they would never get on there, really. I would just have to cover them up and do them over and over again, and that's not very realistic now, is it? So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I didn't realize that talking for this 11 minutes was going to be kind of difficult. But my editing software on my phone won't let me do voiceover and music in the same video unless I like split them into a bunch of different pieces and then do the voiceover on the pieces that I want and the music on the pieces that I want and put them all together. And I felt like for this journaling video, it's just a little bit of overkill. So you're just going to have to listen to me ramble for a few more minutes. I love this stencil. It's another Dilution stencil. It's the bubble stencil. It's one of my favorite. And I was going to use my Sharpie pen on it, but it just wasn't working and I'm impatient. So I just grabbed some white gesso, which is what that is. And I'm just kind of putting it through in no specific manner or whatever. Just slapping it down there like I do. And now I'm just going through one of my boxes of collage elements. And you'll see I kind of just put things on the page and end up not using a lot of them. But I do find some that I like. I find that sometimes I forget I have these. So you get a big box like the one that I have. And yeah, I liked that happy there, but it said choose happy on the other side, and I felt like that was a little redundant. So yeah, as you can see, this page didn't take a lot of brain power, but it's still a lot of fun. So I love these feathers. This is from, oh gosh, what is it? It's a Recollections Color Splash, I think. They got rid of them at Michael's. They like sold out a while ago. They had like 70% off or some crazy thing like that. But they're a resist. So all these feathers are the resist, and I just put the black paint over it and wiped it. So basically it's like an instant feather in whatever color you want, which I think is really cool. So I love using those, so I did that. And I'm just attaching all of my little ephemera pieces with some glue dots because I'm lazy like that. And I've had a stockpile of glue dots for, oh gosh, so long. So I'm trying to like use my things, not use them up necessarily, but just like use the things that I have. Because I think a lot of us fall into that trap of, oh, it's so pretty and I don't want to use it because then it'll be gone, and that's silly, and a lot of things end up expiring and stuff before you get to use them. So I'm really trying to like use my stuff. And it's hard to not use your stuff because you like using stuff that makes you feel happy. And why just have a bunch of stuff that makes you feel happy if you're not going to use it? Anyway, my preaching's over. The video's almost done, so thank you guys so much for tuning in today and listening to me babble on. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you'd like to see more. If you haven't seen my last video, go ahead and go check that out. It talks about my favorite journaling paint, and I will definitely be bringing you a Hobonichi video soon, an update on how I'm using my new one. So if you are interested in that, leave a comment below and I'll try to crank that one out for you. Alright, thanks guys. Take care. Bye-bye.